Hey guys, good evening. Can you hear me?
Good evening. Yes, teacher.
Okay, thank you. Let's wait for the rest of your partners to join the session, okay? After that, we're gonna start with the practice. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So let's wait, please. Okay, Leonardo, don't worry. I hope you get better soon. Okay, guys, I think we're gonna start. We're enough, so let's do it. I'm gonna share my screen, and as I told you last class, we will cover speaking 3 today. Okay, so I hope everybody is ready. Let's go there, please. Okay, in speaking 3, guys, you will have to read about an academic topic. Okay, after you read that topic, about that topic, sorry, you will have to listen to a recording, okay, to a lecture about the same topic. So what you have to do is to base your understanding from both the reading and the listening the recording to provide an answer, okay? That is the way you have to work. Now, for speaking 3, there are some steps you have to follow in order to provide an answer, okay? The first one, first, since you will have to read, first, you have to summarize the content of the reading passage, okay? Briefly. Basically, you have to state the topic and the major arguments. That's it. After that, you have to make the transition between what you read to what you listened, okay? You have to say something like, okay, in the reading passage, they discuss about the following things. Now, in the lecture, that is the transition, okay? Now, in the lecture, they explain or they exemplify or they mention, you have to make that transition, okay? That is the second step. Third, you have to make sure you summarize the examples provided in the lecture, okay? You have to make a brief summary of all the things that will be mentioned in the lecture, please. Finally, you have to conclude your speech with a sentence in a briefly way, okay? That is the way you have to practice. That is the way you have to answer these kind of questions. So before we start, is there any question that you may want to ask? Something, a problem, a doubt, maybe? Can we start with the practice, guys? Guys, hello, are you there? Can we start with the practice?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Marilyn. What about the rest?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Sarai.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Leonardo. Okay, so let's start. This is the first reading passage. Please, I will give you some time to read it. And after that, we're gonna listen to the lecture. Okay? You can start, please. Whenever you finish, let me know. Okay, guys, did you finish with the reading? Can we start listening to the lecture? Tell me, please. I am asking you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Natalie. What about the rest? Did you finish?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Carol. Okay, I think we're gonna start then. Let's go to the lecture this time. Please let me know if you can hear, okay? It is important for me.
Yes. Now read the passage about Now listen to a lecture about consumer's remorse.
Okay. Is the sound good? Can you hear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so let's start, please. Listen carefully.
Okay, so I'd like to give you my example of the impact of consumer's remorse. Last year, my car had broken, and what I was told by the repair person was that I had to buy a new one. Actually, having a new one for the first time in my life, I did all of the research. In all of the researching, I had a few interactions with the salesman, read the reviews on the internet, and compared the prices online and offline. You know, it was going to be my first new car. I was so excited. After purchasing the car, I was on cloud nine, just as you are when you get your new computer or when you get new jewelry you really wanted. That feeling lasted for a week or so, but as time passed, that sense of remorse, the sense of regret was rising inside. Was it the best choice? Was it the perfect time to buy the car? I was starting to regret and tried to renounce the purchase. But then I got a phone call from the car company. The salesman asked me if there was any problem and then asked if I was satisfied with my purchase. He said my car got the best car reviews of the month. The company happened to give me a call just at the moment I was starting to regret. It means they gave a call to the customer to ensure that his purchase was the best bet. I got this call monthly and I stopped regretting. After receiving their phone calls, I totally blew off my anxiety.
Describe consumer's remorse based on the lecture and how the car company dealt with this problem. Please begin speaking after the beep.
Okay, guys? Was it clear? Were you able to understand everything? Tell me, please. Guys, I am asking you, can we start with the practice?
Teacher, I didn't understand the whole audio, so there were some details that I lost.
Okay. Do you want me to repeat it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna do it just for this time, okay? But remember, girls and guys, when taking the TOEFL test, you won't be able to listen twice. So have that in mind, okay? Let's listen again then.
In all of the researching, I had. Okay, so
Seconds to read the passage. Begin reading now.
last year, my car had broken and
Have 45 seconds to read the
there's remorse. Last year, my car.
Please listen carefully.
Now listen to a lecture about consumer's remorse.
Okay, so I'd like to give you my example of the impact of consumer's remorse. Last year, my car had broken, and what I was told by the repair person was that I had to buy a new one. Actually, having a new one for the first time in my life, I did all of the research. In all of the researching, I had a few interactions with the salesman, read the reviews on the internet, and compared the prices online and offline. You know, it was going to be my first new car. I was so excited. After purchasing the car, I was on cloud nine, just as you are when you get your new computer or when you get new jewelry you really wanted. That feeling lasted for a week or so, but as time passed, that sense of remorse, the sense of regret was rising inside. Was it the best choice? Was it the perfect time to buy the car? I was starting to regret and tried to renounce the purchase. But then I got a phone call from the car company. The salesman asked me if there was any problem and then asked if I was satisfied with my purchase. He said my car got the best car reviews of the month. The company happened to give me a call just at the moment I was starting to regret. It means they gave a call to the customer to ensure that his purchase was the best bet. I got this call monthly and I stopped regretting. After receiving their phone calls, I totally blew off my anxiety.
Describe consumers' remorse based on the lecture and how the car company dealt with this problem. Please begin speaking after the beep.
Okay, guys, I hope it was better now. Okay, so let's start with the practice. Do we have any volunteer? No volunteers to start? Okay, I'm gonna choose them. Okay, according to the chat box, Leonardo is the only one who won't be speaking now. Okay, so I hope the rest is ready to speak. Okay, let's see. Sarai, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, 30 seconds for you to prepare your answer. Okay, please, your answer.
Well, in the reading passage, talk about the remorse of consumers buying something. In the listening part, they told us about a man who buy a new car, and at first he was excited because it was his first new car that he's going to get, but then he started to regret about this and start to remorse to buy it. But in this case, the company start to call him to ask him if there are some problem with the product, if he's satisfied, and tell him the good part about getting this new car. So this is good to avoid this feeling.
Okay, you had some problems at the end to build up your conclusion, but in general terms, you did a good job. You explained what happens in the reading passage, in the lecture. You control the time properly, so good job. Try to control the time you have to speak in order to add the conclusion. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let's continue with another person. Any volunteer before I choose? Okay, so I'm gonna choose now. Vania, you there? Vania, there is a.
Teacher?
Yes, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I'm here.
Okay, there was a beep that I was hearing. It was hurting my ears, but I think you fixed it. So let's start with you, okay? 30 seconds.
Okay.
Please, Vania, your answer.
Okay. According to the passage, consumers' remorse starting when someone starts to regret a purchase of buying an item. In the lecture, the man illustrates this concept, providing the example of when he bought a new car, his first new car, because his last car was broken. And he was talking about when he started to feel regret about this purchase because he was thinking, he was asking to himself if this was his best choice, or maybe that was the best time to buy this new car. But after that, just in time, the company just called him and asked about if he was having troubles about this, and he stopped regretting this purchase.
Okay, is that all, Vania?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. In in general, your answer was nice. Good job. You explained everything. You followed the structure I told you. And well, maybe the conclusion was missing. So try to improve or try to work on that for the next time. Okay. What else?
Okay.
You had some problems trying to explain these remorse that the man felt. You had some problems, as I told you. Okay. So it would be a good idea to organize your ideas a little bit more so that you can express what you want in only one sentence, okay? That's it. Is it clear, Vania?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for participating. Good job. Let's continue. Any volunteer? No? Okay, let's see. Natalie,
Yes.
30 seconds for you. Please, Natalie, your answer.
Yes. According to the passage, consumer remorse is defined as the state of guilty about purchasing after buying an item. In the lecture, the professor illustrates this concept, providing the example of himself that he was excited about taking a new car. So he regret about this car because he think that is not the right time or maybe is not necessary. But he also stop feeling like that when he talk with the company. So summarizing this point, the company is supposed to convince consumer for not regretting these products.
Okay, is that all?
Yes.
Okay, you were doing an amazing job. You had some problems at the end to conclude, so it would be a good idea to take more time to build up your conclusion, okay? Apart from that, you explain properly and accurately what consumer remorse is. You explained the example, good job there. At the end, I don't know what happened, maybe because of the time you got nervous, but you had some problems, right? So try to work on that, the nerves and the conclusion, okay? Apart from
Okay.
that, the answer was really nice. Thank you, Natalie. Let's continue with another person. Let's see. Okay, Natalie, Vania, Sarai have already participated. Marilyn, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, 30 seconds for you.
Okay.
Okay, Marilyn, your answer.
Okay. The reading passage is about the state of remorse. This is a concept of regretting a purchase after buying a product. The people start to see negative things about the product, so start to get remorse. Um, the man uh, the man thinks that because when last year when he buys he bought a car, he was very excited on the first weeks and check all the reviews, but then she get a disappointment, um, and and try to return, but then the company car try to get a solution for him,
And that's it.
and that's it.
Okay, Marilyn, some comments. Control those nerves, okay? You had the ideas in your mind, but because of the nerves, you were not able to transmit what you wanted, right? Maybe you got lost, you forgot some words.
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes,
Okay,
I
so
have a lot in my mind.
yeah, you just focus on the most important aspects, okay? The reading passage, you have to say, okay, the reading passage is consumer remorse. That's it. In the lecture, they explain about this concept by providing an example. The lecturer once had bought a new car. He started to feel this consumer's remorse, and because of this, the company started to call him monthly so that he can feel better about the purchase he had just done. That's it. Okay, you have
Okay.
to be brief. You have to explain all the things you have read and listened in some sentences. It is not necessary to explain a lot of details, okay?
Okay.
Just go directly to the point. What is the reading about? What is the lecture about? The examples provided, and that's it. It is not necessary to provide a lot of information. You're gonna waste time, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Marilyn. Good job. Let's move on to Carol now. Are you there?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, your answer. 30 seconds, please.
Okay.
Hey, please, Carol, your answer.
According to the passage, a consumer's remorse occurs when a consumer's regret about a purchase after buying it. In a lecture, the professor illustrates this concept, providing an example of his son buying a new car. He explains that due to his old car was broken, he needed to buy a new one. So he started to review, uh, compare prices, uh, asking the sellers because he was so excited about his new car. But after weeks, he had remorse. He was regretting about it. It was the best decision, the best time. So he called the company, and after that, he was not regretting about his new purchase. Uh, to sum up, this example is the when a remorse is.
Okay, is that all, Carol?
Yes.
Okay. Some comments about your speech. It was a nice answer. You organized your ideas. It's clear that you understood the reading passage and the lecture. Good job. You explained what the lecture was about, what happens with some details, okay? And because of those details, you wasted some time, okay? It is not necessary to provide a lot of details, okay? You just have to mention, okay, because his car had broken, he had to buy a new car. When after he bought that car, he started to feel that remorse, and because of that, the company called him, something like that. Okay. Sometimes it is not necessary
Yes.
to write a lot of details. Remember that. You can omit some details. You have to focus on the most important aspects of the lecture and the reading passage. Remember that, okay? In that way, you're gonna save a lot of time, okay? Apart from that, your answer was really nice. You took some time to build up a conclusion as well. I really like it. So good job, Carol. Be brief next time, and I'm sure you will provide an excellent answer, okay?
Yes, there were more details.
Okay, thank you, Carol. Thank you. Nice work.
Thank you.
Okay, Alexandra, are you there? Can you hear me? Okay, again, Alexandra, I cannot hear you. You are not speaking. Are you there? Can you confirm that you are there, please? Maybe by sending a message to the chat box, I don't know. I need to know that you are here because last class you were here, but at the same time you were not. So tell me, please, are you here? Okay, I think Alexandra is not here again. So, well, too bad for her. Okay, I think everybody has participated. Now let's move on to the next exercise, okay? Leonardo, this instruction goes for you. Okay, thank you for answering, Alexandra, okay? And so then, since your microphone is not working properly, Alexandra, this instruction goes for you and for Leonardo, okay? I will send the readings and the listening recordings to the WhatsApp group. After you read and listen, I need you to send me your answers to my WhatsApp, okay? So that I can hear and I can provide some feedback to you. Is it clear? Can you confirm in the chat box, please? Alexandra and Leonardo, only those people. Okay, thank you, Leonardo. Thank you, Alexandra. Okay, we're gonna do that then. Since your microphone is not working, Alexandra, and Leonardo, you're not able to speak because you had a date with the dentist, right? So I understand, no problem. But you have to do that in order to practice and in order for me to provide some feedback to you, okay? So with that said, let's continue. If it is possible, try to send your messages right now via WhatsApp, okay? At least Alexandra, via to your cell phone, okay? Leonardo, I will send the recordings later for you. But it would be a good idea to listen and take notes. Let's go with the second exercise then. Okay, yes. Please, I will give you some time to read, and then we're gonna listen to the recording, okay? You can start, please. Okay, guys, it is time. Did you finish reading?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. What about the rest?
Yes.
Okay, let's listen then to the
Yeah.
recording. Pay attention, okay? This is the listening recording.
One. Now read the passage
Okay, so today,
on this topic in a psychology class.
Listen carefully, please.
okay, so today let's talk about forgetting. Is there anyone who ever forgot an important appointment and didn't know what to do? Well, I guess there isn't anybody who hasn't become aware of this term, right? Well, the psychologists say that forgetting is divided into several types. Decay theory is one of them. As the word suggests, our memories are decaying as we do not use it. For example, let's say you have to call the dean's office and you don't remember the number. So your friend tells you the number, but 2 hours after making the phone call, you forget the number again. In this case, your memories are fading away as time passes. But the interference theory, on the other hand, means that you forget your memories as they are interfered by other memories. I once experienced this at a bookstore. I had some books I wanted to get, so I made a list and headed to the bookstore. When I arrived at the bookstore, I realized that I had left the list in my car. But telling myself, it's going to be okay, I already remember the list. I just headed to the bookstore. A few minutes later, I bumped into a friend of mine and we talked about the books he picked. We talked about that for a while, and then he asked me what I bought. So I told him I didn't buy any yet, but I'm going to get, you know what happened. I totally forgot the whole list. Not even a single title came to my mind. I only remembered the book my friend mentioned.
Describe the two different types of forgetting based on the lecture. Please begin speaking after the beep.
Okay, guys, was it clear? Were you able to understand everything?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you, Carol.
Yes.
Okay, so before we start, is there any volunteer who would like to provide his or her answer? Speak now. No volunteers? Okay, I'm gonna choose in that case. Let's see. Okay, Carol, please, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, let's start with you. 30 seconds. Okay, Carol, your answer.
According to the passage, forgetting occurs when people forget something in their short-term memory. In the lecture, the professor illustrates this concept, providing the example of decay and interference theory. She explained that, for example, in the decay theory, someone forgets a number of a phone. So another person tells you the number, but then later the person forgets the number as the time passes. The another theory is the interference theory. She explains about with an example the a list on a bookstore. She has a list, but she left the list in her car. So she remembers another list for her friend. So to sum up, this is example of forgetting.
Okay, it was a better answer this time. You managed to control the time, that's good. But although you try to control the time, remember you only have 1 minute to provide your answer, okay? So it would be a good idea to omit some extra details so that you can provide your answer in less than 60 seconds, okay? Apart from that, I think your answer was nice. So good job, Carol. Thank you.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, thank you, Leonardo. You are participating. That's the attitude. Let's continue now with, let me see, Vania, please.
Teacher.
30 seconds. Hey, Vania, please, your answer.
According to the passage, forgetting is a causal or gradual process in which all memories are unable to recall from the memory storage. In the lecture, the professor illustrates this concept, providing two examples. One of these is when we don't, the forgetting occurs when we don't use our memories. The example was when we don't use to call to someone, we used to forget the numbers of this person, the number phone of this person. And the other example was when we started to do another thing. Instead of thinking about what we need to do, we started to forget about what we need to do. In summary, this is a glaring example of what is forgetting.
Okay. In general, it was a nice answer. Good management of the time as well. Nice job. You explained the two types of forgetting in your own words. That is what you exactly have to do. Okay. You didn't mention specifically the examples mentioned in the lecture, but you were able to explain what happens, how these types of forgetting work. So that is the way you have to answer. Good job, Anya. Thank you. It is another way to answer, okay, by using our own words, okay? So good job, Anya. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move on to, let's see, Marilyn, please. Marilyn, are you there? Hello?
Okay.
Okay, 30 seconds for you. Marilyn, your answer.
Okay. According to the reading passage, forgetting is a casual or gradual process uh, about uh, about memories and how their memories are unable to recall from the memory storage. In the listening, the woman gives example about theories. One is about decay theory. She gives example of numbers, how how um, we can remember the old form, the old number form, or can remember, but past an hours she can remember. And another example is about interference theory that means that one memory is sorry, I don't know why I get lost in the final.
Try to
Okay.
finish. Try to finish.
Yeah, the last example is about interference theory. It's about how memories can interference in another memories. For example, when um, she left a list, and then she can remember about all the list only one thing.
Okay, is that all?
That's all.
Okay, some comments. You were doing an amazing job, you know, at the beginning. You had the ideas organized, but you had some problems trying to explain the examples provided in the lecture, okay? So a suggestion for you would be that please try to organize your ideas, okay? And try to think about the words you're gonna use, okay? So that in the when speaking, you're not going to you won't be trying to find the words that you want to use or the words that you need. Okay, so think about the words that you're going to use before speaking. Okay, so that you do not think about what to use and what not to use at the moment of speaking. Okay, in that way you're going to save time. Time is important here. Okay, so remember you have 1 minute to provide an answer. Think about the words you want or you need to use before speaking, okay? In that way, you're gonna save time, you will be able to provide your answer, and you will have a good score, okay? Think about the words you're gonna use. And the tenses, okay, you have 30 seconds to provide an answer, to think about the answer, okay? In that time, you have to say, okay, this idea goes first, and then I will explain this, and finally I will conclude with this. Okay, now, which tense am I going to use? Okay, simple past. Okay, I'm going to use the simple past. So all the words that I need have to be in simple past. That's the way you have to organize your ideas. Okay, what verbs am I going to use? Okay, this verb, and this verb. What words? This word, and this word. In that way, you're gonna know what to say when speaking. Okay, Marlene?
Okay.
Okay, and this goes for everybody, guys and girls. Control those nerves, okay, before and while speaking. If you can't control those nerves, you will get stuck. You will get lost when speaking, okay? So control those nerves. Calm down. As I told you on Wednesday, I'm not going to kill you if you fail. You're here to practice. That is what we're doing, okay? So please control those nerves at the moment of speaking, okay? This instruction goes for everybody. Remember that, okay, guys and girls? So let's continue. Natalie?
Yes.
30 seconds. Natalie, please, your answer.
According to the passage, forgetting occurs when old memories are unable to be recalled from memory storage. In the lecture, the professor illustrates this concept providing two theories. One is decay and the other is interference. Decay is when you forget something that you don't use usually, like a phone number. And interference is when one memory interferes with other. For example, when you think that you left one book in the library but is in the car. So in summary, forgetting is about this.
Okay. Some comments, Natalie? In general, you provided a nice answer, although you misunderstood the second example because, well, the second example was about, okay, she was going to the library and she forgot the list in her car. Then she said, okay, I already know the list, so no problem. He went into the bookstore, he encountered with a friend, they started talking about books and all those things. And when she tried to buy her book, he forgot it. She only remembered the book her friend has mentioned. So that's the way, that is what happened in the lecture, okay, in the second example. You misunderstood that part, but in general, you provided a nice answer, okay? You explained what forgetting is about, what its types are about. So good job there. Next time, more attention to details, okay, at the end. It is, as I told you, it is not necessary to mention everything, but the most important things, yes, okay? In general, good job, Natalie. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's continue with finally with Sarai. Are you there?
Yes.
Okay, please. Okay, please, Sarai, your answer.
In the reading passage, they told us about the forgetting things, maybe in the short-term memory or because something new appears. In the lecture, the psychologist told us about the time she forgot her list in her car, but she thought that she can remember everything, so she let it pass. But the pass of time, she realized that has forgetting everything when she was talking to his friend. So we can interfere with that. That maybe the the talks can be forget with the past time, the time passes, or maybe when some new things came along and this you can't forget the things.
Okay, is that all, Sarai?
Yes.
Okay. At the beginning, you were doing a good job, you know? You started by providing the information about this forgetting, the types, and so on. Good job there. You had some problems trying to explain the examples, at least the second one. So be careful, okay? You had the ideas in your mind, but you were not able to organize the words in your mind. And because of that, what you said was difficult to understand, at least at the end. Okay, so please organize your ideas, think about the words you're gonna use before speaking, and in that way you will be able to provide a nice answer, okay? And also control the time you have to speak. Is it clear, Sarai?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. So girls and guys, we're gonna stop here. I'm gonna release the daily survey as always. I would really appreciate you complete it. And let me ask you, is there any question that you may want to ask? Let me know. No questions then? Okay, guys. So since there are no questions, we're going to stop here. Please, Alexandra and Leonardo, don't forget to send your recordings so that I can provide some feedback. And that's it for this practice, guys. Thank you for attending and participating. If you have already completed the daily survey, you are free to leave the session. Thank you again and see you next week. Have a nice weekend, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye.
you, teacher. Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.